about being at the Movieguide Awards and what it means to you?
I think it's great to get opportunities to, be in entertainment at your pace. I never really presented at an awards before, and it was a great opportunity to meet new people. And that's the main thing, right? It's like the opportunity to meet new people and have a good time.
Yeah, and you're celebrating. I mean, that's what you're really celebrating tonight is family and togetherness. So, Movieguide Awards, what does it mean to you?
I mean, you just hit the nail on the head. But when I think of movie guides, and I actually had an Uber driver today, and he's like, "Movie Guide Awards, what's that?" And I was like, "It's basically all faith and family driven. It's something that you can watch with anyone in your family, no matter how young or how old they are, right? And you can bring grandma in, you can bring the baby in, you can bring the kids in, the toddlers, the teenagers. There's something for everyone. So that's what it means."
Let's talk about what you're working on.
First of all, I'm so happy to be here at the Movieguide Awards for the very first time, performing for the very first time an original song that's going to be making its TV debut. So I'm just truly grateful for this opportunity. It's a new song for my new album that's going to be coming out this spring called Spirit. That's the name of the album. I was doing a tribute to Aretha Franklin at the Royal Albert Hall in London. And, just getting the set list together, I was just like, man, we're missing this soulfulness. I want to make a record that makes people feel like this. And so I'm saying to people, this is like an album that, Aretha would make today, but it's also like a joyful Amy Winehouse album because it's got like elements of Motown and it's retro. But it just makes you feel something, and that's what I'm about, is creating music that makes you feel something.
Well, an American Pie, I mean, we also just not celebrated, but the anniversary came up. I can't imagine what people must say to you all the time about that song. What is it that sticks with you over the years that fans have said how that song has impacted them?
Well, they always say they were so glad I wrote it. I remember I met Travis Holly, Buddy Holly's older brother. He looked a lot like him. And he was quiet, Texan. And he said, "No." When I first heard that song, I was driving down the highway in my truck at night. I got out of my truck and I jumped for joy. He knew what I was writing about. And the thing was a sensation, like nothing else I ever did. It was instantly a sensation, and still is. It's because in a lot of ways it was written totally different than anybody else because I didn't care. I had no rules.
How do you think the show speaks to people, especially today?
I think what it shows is that all it takes is one person to lend a helping hand. And if you can do that, you can affect everybody. There's a saying of if you help someone, you help everyone. And I think this show speaks volumes to that.
You're here at the Movieguide Awards.
I am. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This is my first of any of these. I was telling someone else earlier, I would not study for tests, looking at actors walk carpets. So seeing myself here is wild. To be in the same group with everybody else now for my work is wild too. It's crazy.
Well, what you're doing is so incredible, and the message that you're representing is so incredible. It deserves to be honored.
I appreciate that. I booked this show. My grandfather was a reverend and worked with the church, and he was my late grandfather who passed right before I booked the show. And if you don't call it fate, I don't know what you do. And I'm just here to make my grandfather and my grandmother proud. I love you, Heidi.
Awesome. I've been watching you work. I feel like you've
Before you were born.
No, you've motivated me to do what I do.
Oh, excellent. Well, good.
I want to talk about some of your roles that have inspired you. What are some of the roles you look back?
God, there's been so many. I feel very blessed to have done anything that I did with, obviously, the writer David Mamet has been very meaningful for me because many of the things helped change my life. I mean, starting when I did the play Glengarry Glen Ross on Broadway. And though I wound up not doing the film, but that was okay. It kind of opened up my whole film and television career after that. I think his roles, like the fact that what I've been doing for the last 16 years personally, Criminal Minds, which the show's been on for 18 years, still doing that and enjoying that. Getting to play Dean Martin in the Rat Pack was a big thing. Doing the movies like Searching for Bobby Fischer, which was such a special film for me because it's such a beautiful film. And there's a whole, like I said, I've been doing it so long to try to go down the list. I feel blessed to work with directors like Francis Coppola, Barry Levinson, Woody Allen. I've had a very blessed career, and I got nothing to complain about.
It's a reunion.
There we go. It is. It's certainly a reunion, and a worthy one. It's really nice to have folks who have like minds, inspirational films, want to pour into the betterment of humanity and the world and connect us to each other and to God, all kind of under one tent here tonight.
So let's talk about tonight, and what are you most excited about tonight?
Well, spoiler alert, I'm going to be singing a song.
I'm excited about it. Yes! A Latin country song.
Yeah,
Look out.
It's a song off of my Latin country record, so that'll be nice. And it's a song about not worrying too much, which a lot of Southern Californians right now have a lot of reason to worry. And I think there's a difference between concern and stress, like where I think a lot of us are concerned, and I think being concerned for our neighbors and this part of the state is really important, but there's a lot we can't control. So I hope we get to kind of sit back into that tonight.
I want to know what inspires you. Like I said, you inspired me. What inspires you?
I'll tell you. Do you want to really know right now what comes to my mind? Unfortunately, our son battled a very, very serious rare cancer for about five and a half years, and we lost him last year. And when I think about inspiration, I think about how he faced that so courageously and with such grace that he inspired me. And through it all, he was still creating. He was a composer and a songwriter and musician. He was disabled by the cancer, so he couldn't really play drums anymore, but he was still composing all the way to the end. And if you go to the Gary Sinise Foundation website, GarySiniseFoundation.org, there are 2 albums that he created, all his music, that are for sale at the Gary Sinise Foundation website. And he worked for the foundation, and he wanted all the proceeds to go to the foundation to help our mission to serve and honor the needs of our veterans and first responders. So when I think of inspiration, I think of my son right now.
We are at the Movieguide Awards. Why is this award show so special to you?
We started our brand in '93 by serving families, whether we're talking about fintech, health and wellness, nutrition, fashion for the home or apparel, serving families and what's the right price to value ratio, what does the safety look like, everything. And Movieguide Awards does a beautiful job in bringing quality film to families everywhere. And tonight I have the privilege of presenting the Faith and Freedom Award for movies, which faith and freedom are 2 critical elements of my life. I'm so grateful for both.
Oh my goodness, so many changes, so many good changes. I'm here tonight at the Movieguide Awards presenting, and I'm excited because so many of my friends are nominated, and so is A Little Women's Christmas, which was a movie I got to be in, which was fun. But what's going on, I'm producing a lot now. So I'm doing a huge movie. I'm doing the true story of John James, who was the original lead singer of the Newsboys. It's called Going Public. I'm producing that. I'm producing a movie called Holiday Hearts. We just announced it in Variety yesterday. Kathleen Quinlan is going to play my mom, and I've not only heard she is an amazing person, but of course she's, a multi-Academy Award, Golden Globe nominated actress. I get to star opposite her. She plays my mom, and then Michelle Hurd from Star Trek and NCIS, and I'm just so excited, and we can't announce who the guy is yet, but it's incredible. It's a really elevated Christmas movie. Might have a theatrical release. And then I have 2 books coming out this year too. Yeah, one on how to become a foster parent, but all the things you were too afraid to ask, and then I have a devotional coming out in November. So I'm really just grateful for how life is right now, and I'm just so grateful to be here tonight, and I'm just excited about all the things ahead.
What is it that inspires you on a daily basis?
Well, really, that I think God has a reason for me here. I think He's had a reason for me for my whole life, because the things that have blessed me in my life, I did not seek, I didn't make happen, they just happened to me. I mean, I've tried to be a good guy, I've tried to live a moral life, of course, and I'm a singer. There's a lot of guys that can sing, but I was fortunate to get some of the very good songs to sing and have hit records and have people that wanted to help me as agents and managers and producers. So I've just mainly walked through the doors as they opened for me, and fortunately it's all been good. So who do I thank? I mean, it has to be God. I didn't make it happen.